Well, good evening. This is Crystal with Wonderful Tarot, and I am going live for the very first time here. I'm getting myself situated. I'm going to do a little tarot reading for y'all tonight. I do know that I am new to YouTube, which means I don't have a lot of subscribers. That means that I don't know if y'all will be able to see what I'm doing, but hopefully this will be uploaded to my YouTube channel, and other people will be able to find it as well. I know that a lot of people on this website or on YouTube like to do like a monthly reading for each of the signs. And I've experimented with that. Some of you may or may not know, I even had a YouTube channel that I ran here in the past, but when YouTube underwent kind of its evolution, somehow I lost all of my subscribers, so I'm sort of starting over. But anyway, I sort of don't know that the best way for me to approach this is to continue doing readings for each of the signs. I think I kind of like the idea of picking a topic and then doing a reading on that and seeing, who is being helped by the readings that I'm doing. So okay, here we go. Tonight's topic is going to be love. What is holding you back? What is holding you back from having the kind of love in your life that you deserve? And this is a general reading. So, my thinking is, if you're watching this tonight, hopefully this reading will resonate with you. If you come across it on my channel, maybe you'll watch it and you'll find that the advice here is good. We'll just have to wait and see sort of what comes out of it. All of my readings are spontaneous. I don't pick cards in advance. As a result, hi Champagne, thank you for tuning in. Because I don't pick cards in advance, because this is all spontaneous, be patient with me as I sort of work through the meanings of the cards, but hopefully this will be helpful to you. So without further ado, again, tonight's topic is love. What is holding you back? And this is a general reading. The very first card in my general reading tonight, love, what is holding you back? This is the Five of Swords. And what an interesting card to start out with. This is a card about coming out of a difficult situation, having to have like defended oneself, possibly even conquering others in battle, and sort of looking back over one's shoulder and thinking to yourself, okay, well, look, I've bested you, I've won. But also, this also can be a card about suspicion, right? And so this to me says that someone out there may have gone through some tough times in love, and may have come out of that thing a winner, but as a result, you don't trust anyone. And so, it's so interesting to sort of get into that space, because we're supposed to be learning from love, right? We're supposed to learn from getting hurt. We're supposed to learn from, all of the terrible experiences we go through with the wrong ones as we go out and try and find the right ones. And so hopefully that has been your story. But, if you can't come out of that situation, those terrible experiences, and love again, well, then, you've done yourself a disservice. And so if the question tonight is what is holding you back from love, perhaps the first thing you might want to look into is just making sure you are not missing out on opportunities to love the next person just because the last person hurt you. Okay, so that's the first card. I'm so glad to hear, Champagne, that this is already resonating with you. The second card in my reading this evening, where the question is love, what is holding you back from love? That's the Seven of Swords. And, this is an interesting card as well, because this can be a card, about deception. This can be a card about taking, taking ideas, taking thoughts, taking, these different messages and things that are in our heart, and sort of taking them and running away with them. And I know that's sort of a bizarre interpretation for a card, but where this makes sense for me is if you are someone who can't be totally honest with yourself, then you are deceiving yourself out of the love experience, out of getting exactly what you deserve out of love. And so, what do I mean by that? I mean, okay, so maybe you went through something difficult in your last relationship, and you came out of that thing and, you're a stronger person for it and you're not really able to fully trust. And rather than being honest with yourself and saying, hey, listen, I'm having some trouble trusting and, I have some old hurts that I need to get over. Instead of being totally honest with yourself, you sort of play this game with yourself where you go in and out of relationships with people, and it doesn't work out. And maybe you're not looking at that situation and determining how your past hurts are influencing your new relationships. So, I would say this second card is saying, hey, listen, okay, maybe you went through something difficult and you came out of it. And now you need to be honest with yourself about what the healing process looks like, okay? That's awesome, Champagne. The third card, oh my gosh, there are so many swords. We're going to talk about swords in a minute here. I promise I shuffle my deck very, very well, so it's out of the ordinary to see cards from the same suit coming up this way. I don't sit down and put my cards in order. I don't do anything like that, although one ritual with your cards can be that you put them back in order to sort of clear out any negative energy around them. I haven't felt in a few years like there's been negative energy with my cards, so I have not sat down in forever and put these in order. But look at this. That's exactly right, Champagne. I was just about to say that swords are cards about what's going on in the mind. And, this goes along with, the first two cards where, not being honest with yourself so that you can get your healing where you need it to be in order to be with your next partner. And even in that first card where, it's all a mental game. And so with this card, the Eight of Swords, we see a woman who she's wearing a blindfold and she feels or believes that she's entrapped by these swords. But if you look down at her feet, she's free and she could walk away. Her bindings are loose around her. It even seems like if she wiggled hard enough, she'd be able to see under her blindfold. So this makes me feel, every time I see this card, I think about a person who thinks they're in captivity and really could leave if they wanted to. For some reason, my stream got interrupted. So, like I said, I'm new to this. I'm trying to flip my camera back around. Yeah, so I was talking about this card. Yay, I'm so glad too. I was talking about this Eight of Swords card and how, this woman feels like she's trapped and like she can't move any further and she can't rescue herself, but that's not the case. And, maybe the situation you were in your last relationship made you feel like you couldn't love again, or like you were powerless over your own emotions, or that, that the universe was somehow, had taken your love life and run with it, and that you would never be able to tap into it in a way that made you feel like you had control. Maybe it's a feeling like you're always going to be dating the wrong person. I just keep attracting the same person over and over again, and this is somehow outside the scope of my own control. Or maybe it's even, I don't feel good about myself right now, and I don't feel like there's a whole lot that I can do about it. Well, this card is saying there's everything you can do about it. You have so much more power over your own love life, and you can you're attracting air signs. Well, the swords are an air. These are air cards. But yeah, this card is saying, listen, you have power over your situation and you don't realize it. You can get out of that rut where you keep dating these air signs that are not compatible for you. You can get out of that rut and start moving toward a feeling of empowerment in your own sense of kind of the relationships that are around you, especially where love is concerned. You've learned, and I'm going back to this Five of Swords card, you've learned enough lessons in your love life to be able to pick a partner who is perfect and right for you. You have to trust your gut. You know, when you start having conversations with the next person who's on the, on the horizon, and they start sounding like the last person, you know, to kick that person to the curb, you need to move on to the next person. You know that you need to find ways to be whole and healthy in your own life, and that will attract the right person into your life. So this card, the Eight of Swords, is saying you have more control than you think you do. The final card is going to be the Two of Cups. And, listen, I love this card in a love reading because, first of all, this card is saying love is more than possible. Not only is it possible, it is on the horizon for you. And so, if the question is, what is holding you back? It almost seems like one of the things that's holding you back from love right now is just you're not going out to go get it. And I don't know what that means for you. Some people are into online dating. Well, that's not my bag. I know a few people who have found their spouses on the internet. Maybe it's that there's someone in your orbit, maybe a person that is in your circle of friends, or someone that you've been having very, very friendly conversations with at work, or even a crush that you've had some trouble talking to. This card is telling me, once you get over these other three hurdles in your love life, once you get over the stuff that's happening in your mind, once you get your heart healed, once you realize you have control, you will be in great shape in terms of finding love. Love is not impossible for you. There are some people who, for whom it's not their season to be in love, and that's not what these cards are telling us. It's not that it's not your season to be in love. It's that you have to now take control over your heart, take some control over your mind and your thinking. Possibly brush up and practice the law of attraction or something that will help you bring the right person into your life. And if you are willing to lean into that correct energy, into that helpful and wonderful energy in your life, you can find someone. So that's all I have for you tonight. I wanted to do a reading. This is, once again, my first time going live. I obviously need to learn a little bit more about the technology so I don't get kicked off next time, but I appreciate you watching. And Champagne, thank you so much. I'm thrilled that you were willing to tune in tonight. I hope you come and watch when I do future readings as well. You are more than welcome. Good night, and go get that good love in your life. Take care.